Good morning, students. Myself, Remya. Hope you all are doing good. Today we'll learn the subject Science, Chapter 6 Changes Around Us. You must have seen that so many different types of changes are occurring around us. Some of these changes are taking place on their own, right? For example, in the fields, the crops change from time to time. Sometimes leaves fall from trees, change color, and dry out. The flowers bloom and then wither away. So, these are the changes which are happening on its own. We are not doing anything in that. Other, for example, the changes that are occurring in our body. For example, your nails grow, your hairs grow, you grow taller, your weight increases as you grow. These are the changes which are occurring naturally. Now we'll look into some changes which we do and which can be reversed also, right? So, can all changes be reversed? So, all the changes cannot be reversed, but some changes can be reversed. For example, take a balloon and fill it with air. The size and shape of the balloon has changed from before what it was when there was no air inside it. Right? The size and shape has changed. If you blow out the air again from out the air that you filled in, if you blow it out back into the atmosphere, into the environment, the size and shape of the balloon again changes to back what it was before you blowed the air into it. So from this activity we can say that this is a reversible change. One more example I'll give you. For example, you have to make a paper plane out of a piece of paper. You play that with that paper plane for some time, and then you feel that I want that piece of paper again how it was before. So you again unfold the paper plane, and you get the piece of paper back. So this is also a reversible process. Then one more example I'll give you. Take some duff, that is to make chapati or roti, that we make the duff, right? Take some duff, make a ball, try to roll out a roti, but you think that when you roll out the roti you feel that it's not proper, the shape has not come. So what you'll do, you can again change it back to the ball of duff again, and again try to roll it, right? So that is also a reversible change. Now the same thing, what we'll do, we'll the filling of air into the balloon, then making an airplane on a piece of paper, the same thing we'll do, but the examples which I'll give you now, that will not be reversible, right? For example, you fill air into the balloon and then you burst that balloon, then can that shape be regained again after the balloon is bursted? No. So that is why that is an irreversible change. Similarly, you folded the paper and made a paper plane and you used for playing it, but this time what you'll do is you'll draw a picture of a plane on a piece of paper. You'll cut out that picture of the airplane, then can you paste it back and get that piece of paper back once you have cutted out that picture of airplane from the paper? No, that is not possible. So that is an irreversible change. Similarly, we saw about the roti and the duff, right? That how we can do is you roll the rotis, you put it on the tawa and steam it, and after that, if can you make from the roti that is made, can you get back the duff again once the roti is made? No, it's not possible. So that is why some of the changes are reversible and some are irreversible. Now we'll see some examples as I said you. Yes, if you draw a picture of a plane and cut the picture of plane from piece of paper, then we'll not be able to join that piece of paper again. So that is not reversible. Thus, we can categorize the changes in reversible and non-reversible groups. Some more examples I'll give you. For example, a raw egg to a boiled egg. It cannot be reversed back from once the egg is boiled. You cannot get back that raw egg. Batter to idli, right? A batter of idli, once you have made idlis out of it, that idlis cannot be converted back to batter. Wet clothes to dry clothes. Wet clothes once become dry, you can again make it wet, right? So that is a reversible change. Woolen yarn to knitted sweater. So you have the wool yarn, you are having woolen yarn, your threads. You can knit a sweater out of it. And if you feel that I don't require the sweater, you can cut it out and you can get the yarn back. So this is also a reversible. Grain to its flour. You have wheat grain or rice grain. You convert it into powdered form. That is the flour. Then once you have converted it into a powdered form, you cannot get back the rice or the wheat grain again. So this is an irreversible change. Cold milk to hot milk. The cold milk you are heated up, it becomes hot milk. Then after that, when you keep that hot milk outside for some time on room temperature, it again becomes cool. So this is a reversible change. Cold milk can be converted to hot, and a hot milk can again be converted to cold milk. Bud to flower. So there is a bud on the plant, right? Once that bud blooms into a flower, that flower cannot be again converted back to a bud. Similarly, milk to paneer. Milk once converted to paneer, that paneer cannot be converted back to milk again. So these are some of the examples that I gave you about reversible and non-reversible changes. So the changes can be categorized into reversible and non-reversible groups. Now, other than this, there are some ways other than this to bring a change. For example, like heating. So we have seen tools which are used to dig the soil. Yes, these are the tools which we use to dig the soil, right? Now, the iron blade of these tools has a ring in which the wooden handle is fixed, right? You can see the iron ring on which the wooden handle is fixed. So the ring is slightly smaller in size than the wooden handle. So what we have to do is we have to heat that ring. So when you heat a metal, it expands. It becomes bigger in size, larger in size, right? Then you can fix it to the handle. And when the ring cools down, when the metal cools down, it contracts. It becomes small again and fits to the wooden handle, right? So this is how the metal piece is fixed to a wooden handle, and that tools can be used for digging the soil. Now some more examples I'll give you in this. Take a small candle and measure its length with a scale. Now fix it at a suitable place and light it. You have to light it, right? Let it burn for some time. Now blow out the candle and measure its length again. You will see that the length of the candle has decreased. Yes. Now the wax which has melted, if we again melt it, and we can also use that wax again, the melted wax, we can use it again and make a new candle, right? So this can be reversed. Now one another example, the incense stick, that is the agarbatti. Once you light the agarbatti, it is converted into ash and smoke. That the sweet smell comes out of that smoke, right? So once it is converted to ash and that sweet smell smoke, it cannot be converted back to agarbatti, right? So this is an irreversible change. Once you heat that thing, it cannot be again converted back to agarbatti. So in this chapter we studied about so many different types of changes that occur around us, but some of them are reversible, some of them are non-reversible, irreversible, right? A last example I'll give you is A small quantity of curd is added to warm milk. The milk is stirred and is set aside for a few hours at a warm place. In a few hours, the milk changes into curd. Now, is this a reversible or irreversible? So, this is an irreversible because once the milk is converted to curd, it cannot be converted again back to milk. So many examples I gave you. Some of them are by heating also. Yes, when you heat it, it expands. Then when it cools, it contracts. Yes, so by heating also changes can be done. We saw about the candle also. When you heated the candle, then again one example of when we heated the incense stick, that is agarbatti. Yes, some in that one was reversible, the other was irreversible. So there are so many changes around us which are reversible and irreversible. A change may also occur by heating a substance or by mixing it with some other, right? So hope you have understood what is a reversible change and what is an irreversible change. Thank you for today. Hope you have understood what I taught you about the changes that occur around us, which are irreversible which are not reversible.